Namaste, blessings and greetings, my angels. Happy birthday to you. If today is your birthday or if you'll be celebrating it this week, we have but another week and a half before our beautiful big Sagittarius energy season ends. But we do still continue to celebrate. So again, happy birthday to those of you who've celebrated over the weekend or will be celebrating during the course of the week. I am Tigra, and this is Sacred Sagittarius, one of your lasting original created Sagittarius only channels here on YouTube. Small channel, but really mighty in the energies that I bring forth to the readings and to my belief and love of being a Sagittarius. This is your general weekly reading, which will be followed by your general love reading. And as promised, we'll be doing some more general readings for the month of December, some special ones for birthday energy. And then we're going to just tap up with some wrap-up energetic readings. So stay tuned for all the content that's going to be posted here this week. As always, subscribe, share, like, and comment. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. And even check if you're a new subscriber or even if you're coming back as an existing subscriber, that if you were subscribed in the past, make sure that it is still showing that you're subscribed, because some reason you can get unsubscribed from a channel and not know it and wondering why you don't get notifications or why you think a particular channel that you like is no longer posting. But we're here. It's just that you had to be really proactive to make sure that your notifications are on and that your subscriptions are still active. Okay, cause a blessing, pray for. This is a general reading for this week. Starting off with some career messages. Money and career. We'll definitely be doing a wrap-up with the birthday energy in the month of December for career and finances, so look forward to that by the end of the week. We start off with your weekly energetic reading with income diversification. This is a great time, Sagittarius, my collectives, to start diversifying your income, your resources, your financial planning, and whatever else that brings you income or can add income to you. Start looking into exploring into other areas of investments other than the areas that you normally invest in. Of course, get professional help or get a second opinion when you're not sure. It's great to talk to friends or family or people in the financial field who can really verify or testify whether something it is that, something you should dwell in. Not everything is for everybody, right? So you can start out small and hopefully end up big. But for some of you, you're really good with real estate. You have the gift of gab. You talk really eloquently. So start looking maybe into some rental properties, especially if you've been gifted property or you have financial stake in properties due to your company or your family. For those of you who have extra skills such as talents in the arts, right, or even in the finances, anything outside of your 9 to 5 or in addition to your 9 to 5 that you can freelance and have an additional income coming in on the side, that is always a great way to make more money. And we have to look at multiple streams. We have to come to terms that it just doesn't take one income anymore. Even when you're booed up with someone or you're married, you both need additional and multiple streams of income coming in to make ends meet these days, and especially if you want to be able to save and to reinvest in yourself. So to build financial stability, start thinking about your income diversification. Positive workplace. Let's check the energies. Is your workplace positive? Are the people that you work with, your colleagues, your bosses, your employer, the company in a whole, does it cultivate a culture of peace, of understanding, of diversity, however you want that, to be called for you? Is it a positive work environment where everyone is acknowledged, everyone is accepted, everyone has an opportunity to grow and has a voice? You know when you're in the right workplace, when you can build strong relationships with colleagues, there's no bias, you all communicate openly, you work together as a team, and you work for the greater good of whatever your company represents, whatever your motto is. You want to be in a supportive and collaborative atmosphere. So if you feel that none of that describes your company, then maybe you're not in the best place for your mental psyche or for your financial uplifting. A lot of people work jobs where, yes, they make an enormous amount of money, but ask them if they're happy. Ask them when they go home, do they feel like communicating to people? Are they still angry, carrying negative energy and toxic energy that they're bringing home from the office? Those who call out sick when they're not sick, but they're just so overwhelmed with the toxicity of the office, they just need a break away from it. When you find yourself not wanting to be around your coworkers, even though you must in the workspace, there are flags and there are signs. When you are not happy with what you do and where you do it at, you need to address that. And if you can't find a way to speak upon it, right, to the company or to those that are in charge, and if you feel they're not ever going to change the culture or make it a very vibrant place and a happy place to work at. I mean, I get it. Some jobs are very stressful and it comes with the territory. But there's still ways to make the job interesting, to make it be the place that you'd want to go to, that you feel that you're accomplishing something, you're making a goal, you're contributing, you belong to something bigger than yourself. For many of you, you want to be in positions where you can grow to become a leader. You already have strong leadership qualities, Sagittarius, on the natural. So you wanting to be in a company where you feel welcome, where there's room to grow and you can showcase and build on your leadership skills is really important to you. If you feel again that you're like in this box and you can't grow and you're cramped, then you need to look at opportunities of where you can go, where you can thrive, so that your leadership skills really are on the forefront. Because again, the end game is you want to grow, you want to manifest. So develop your leadership qualities and abilities, those of you who need to, if you haven't already. Try to take initiatives by being a mentor, doing extra things on the job, being accountable, and, volunteering to do things without having to be asked. Cultivate emotional intelligence and inspire your team and others. People love a person that inspires others, especially in a toxic work environment. When you could be the person of light, wow, that makes such a big difference. And a lot of us are concerned, especially around the holidays and as we come at the end of the year, about job security. So to enhance your job security, you need to stay current with technology and whatever the industry standards are for your particular line of work. Keep up with the trends, research, get that additional education, talk to other people in the area or line of your work to see what's new, what's coming out next year, what's old, right? Try to always be on top of your skills and demonstrate your value to your employer through your skills. The more you can showcase to your employer that it's not so much that you're grateful to have a job, but they should be grateful to have you as an employee because you give so much of yourself. You're hardworking, you're resilient, you're a strong leader, you're a source of light, and you bring the team together and you make things happen, right? That definitely will propel you to job security. Now, job security is not overall guaranteed for anyone, but you get what I'm saying. You might be the last one when there's cuts to be called upon. The bottom of the deck, we get financial health. A lot of you are looking at your financial health, something that we tend to do, or most people tend to do only around the end of the year when it comes to tax time. You should be checking on your financial health 24/7. Every other paycheck, once or twice a month, checking your credit scores, checking your balance, your debt, your budget, your investments. Monitor and improve your financial health, Sagittarius, on a regular basis. Review your credit. Check your score. Manage your debts. Make sure no one's tampering with anything of yours financially. Be responsible for your future and present expenses. So a lot of homework there this week when it comes to checking in about our finances and career, but it's important, right? Because this is how we make our money. This is how we thrive. This is how we grow. We also get the first aid kit card talking about being equipped for certain needs with ahead of time planning. Are you ready in case there was a catastrophe or an emergency in your house, whether medical or financial? Take stock of what items you have in your house, what money you have as far as emergency money. You have to be prepared. We always want to think that, things are never going to go left, but they can. So please put foresight into making sure that your home and you are prepared when there are emergencies. With the energy of the flute glasses, some of you will be celebrating popping that bottle of wine or that vino or that champagne, celebrating a raise or a very unexpected but very lucrative Christmas bonus, maybe hitting the lottery, coming into some games of chance winnings. You will emerge victorious. Prepare for a grand toast. So some of you who've been doing the hard work, or your Sagittarius luck is just on your side, expect some unexpected wealth or money coming in and you toasting your success. With the energies of fun, like I said, all work and no play is not easy. You have to have a balance. The fan is reminding you to rethink your reactions of how you handle things when it comes to your emotional storms. We're in challenging times, both in our personal lives and globally around the world. Sometimes we need that fan to cool us down and to remind us to focus on what's important and not to get caught up in everything, because we can't take all of that energy and all of that responsibility. We end this deck with the nursery room. For many of you, this is a time to view the challenges through the innocent eyes of your childhood, or to think like a child who is innocent, to break through current limits that you're putting on your life. For many of you, you could be struggling through adult feelings, but they lead back to childhood trauma, or the little kid in you is suffering inside because a sense of disappointment, a sense of lacking. So maybe we need to sometimes tap into that little child in us when we were safe in the comfort of our nursery room. This could also be a symbol also that some of you are planning or painting or designing a nursery room for expecting your first newborn. So congratulations. We did want to put in some forms of affirmations for you this week, or positive things to say to yourself. Thoughts are not passive, Sagittarius, but rather dynamic forces that shape our destiny when harnessed with clarity and purity of intention. I am a magnet for like-minded souls. I attract people who share my journey and vision. They expand my mindset of what's possible. I am a magnet for like-minded souls. I am in harmony with the universe's plan for me. My deepest desires are aligned with a higher intelligence. I am in harmony with the universe's plan for me. Some beautiful affirmations and positive words there. You can pick one or say all three to yourself. Message from Buddha this week is the voice of Dharma. Quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Quiet the mind and the soul will speak. Sometimes we just need to get away. That's why meditation, sleep, rest, rejuvenation, vacation is needed. The chatter, the outside voices, the inner turmoil. We can't hear ourselves. We can't breathe. Quiet the mind and the soul will speak. We want our soul to speak. We want to be able to get the messages from God, the universe, right? And from within our own soul. But we have to be in a quiet mindset and space in order to hear it. Let's see what messages we get from my Live and Learn deck. Not everything is meant to be shared, Sagittarius. As I always say, remind you, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Not everything. I know we're very vocal and we're very optimistic, and we love to share things that we're happy about, especially our success in life. But not everyone wants to clap or hear about our problems or our success, right? Not everything is meant to be shared with people. There are certain things that are personal and private that you need to keep to yourself, especially when you're talking about making plans for the future. Please do not disclose what you're going to do before it actually happens. If you want to elaborate how you got to that stage and how you became successful after that happens, that's one thing. But don't jinx yourself and don't allow others to put negativity or bad energy before you can actually manifest what it is that you're trying to do or achieve. With win some, lose some, in life, that's it. We win some and we lose some. And we've got to be adult enough and be accountable enough to realize that not everything we desire or everything that we want to manifest is going to come to fruition. Some will and some won't. Then finally, walk, don't run, take your time. Well, the reason why, if you notice how this all lined up, thank you, angels. Not everything is meant to be shared. You win some, you lose some. Walk, don't run, take your time. Well, what did I say a few minutes ago? If you tell people your plans, big ideas, especially when it comes to business decisions, financial things that you're doing, anything that is lucrative where someone can steal your idea and take charge and hold of it, you're gonna lose. So you got to be very careful, like I said, what you share with people and when you share it with them. Walk, don't run. I know you're excited about what the plans that you're trying to manifest and the dreams that you see coming true, but you got to take your time with it. You got to pace yourself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will be your dreams or manifestations. What else do we get this week? Stubbornness. Some of you are going to be dealing with stubbornness. Either you could be a little stubborn this week, maybe not getting your way. You're a little upset that you're not winning and you're losing this week. Or it could be the energy of others around you. Loss. Could be stubborn because of a loss. Wow, right on top of the win, some lose some, right? So some of you could be a little agitated this week. You don't want to hear it. You're taking out your anger or your bitterness of a loss on other people or people around you, especially if this is a job thing where like you did a pitch for a job and your team didn't win the bid or something. Don't get angry, even if you're not the reason why the team didn't win. Don't be sore at others. Take the loss, take the L, as they say. And hesitation. Some of you are hesitant to make some decisions in your life this week. Idea. Some of you have an idea, but you're hesitant to talk about it, which is good, because again, you want to keep certain things silent, but you're hesitant also to whether you want to go ahead with this particular idea or plan. So some of you definitely have something up your sleeve that you're thinking about. A business decision, a company, an idea, something that you want to create, and you're like, You're kind of weighing out the pros and cons, and you're not quite sure if you want to proceed with it. It might be something that you might keep on the back burner. At the bottom of the deck, we get alliance. You might be pausing on this idea because you want to make sure you have the right team or mentor with the right people or network with the right people who are going to support you to make it a success. I also believe with this alliance energy, some of you are being stubborn because of a loss that you took, some type of financial decision, or like I said, some type of job you were bidding or assignment that you lost with the job, and you're kind of putting the blame with the team or whoever you partnered with. You kind of feel like I should have had a better alliance. So I do see some of you maybe thinking you want to change your team, or you want to be transferred to a different department because you don't feel you're on a winning team, or your team doesn't really reach the standards of what you want to do and achieve. And they're kind of, it's sometimes we do have people on our team that drag us down and they don't work at the same intensity as us. So I can definitely see where you'd be agitated with that feeling. Get one card from this deck before we close out with the tarot. Stress and anxiety. Yeah. Life's problems, tension on the job, toxic job, work relationships, not being on a winning team, not feeling supported, with a good team around you on your job, wanting to proceed, fulfilling your dream, making some dreams come true, coming up with some bright ideas, but as much as you want to put them to practice or at least start implementing them, you have hesitations. Either you don't feel you have the right product, or it's not the right time. You don't have the right audience for it. You don't have the right support around you, or you don't even have the right finances. Closing out with the tarot, we thank you, angels, for the messages for Sagittarius for this week. Definitely you're on your grind, you're working. A lot of you are working really hard because it's the end of the year. But it's funny, let me tell you, when you're working hard towards the end of the year because you want to get like that super big bonus, you need to start doing that from January 1 of the last year. Your mindset should be, you should have been working a year ago from your last raise or bonus towards your new bonus for this year. Don't wait to start, cranking up the engine at October or November to get a big bonus in December or January. No, your boss wants to see at least 11, 12 months of consistency, right? They want to see your star shine for a volume amount of time, not when they know you think it's bonus time. You have to show them from day one, like I said, from that last raise, from that last bonus. You just continue to flow, but you amp it up and you keep increasing your integrity. You keep increasing your production, right? You want to shine all the time, and you just keep building it up and up and up. So I do feel a lot of you are working really hard. You're working extra hours. Your job is really expecting a lot from you at this time. But you know what? It's going to pay off. Those bonuses, those raises, potential leadership offers in the coming year. And you know what? You're going to need it, because a lot of you are going to be really anchoring down when it comes to your money. We don't know what the future is going to bring. We don't know how the world's going to look. So we're all really worried about finances. Even those who have money, they're worried about finances. So we're all going to be trying to spend less and save more. So you definitely want to try to get in as much as you can, because again, we are looking out. We don't know what's going to stabilize us. We don't know what our foundation is going to be. We don't know where we're going to be on the other side of our journey next year. Okay? We know we're strong. We're positive leaders. We're positive people. We have a lot of insight and foresight, and we're very optimistic. But there's so much riding on what life is going to look like next year. Look, well, in the reverse, well, I like this. Well, for one good thing, a lot of us are not doing this week. We're not stressing. So we're really looking forward to the positivity of the next year. I love that. Partnerships. Love is in the reverse. I think a lot of you, you're going to be happier as you move out of our birthday season into the next year, because you're going to change your partnerships. Could be love partnerships, but this is a general reading, and I'm really thinking this more of business. Who you get your advice for, changing your jobs, changing your career, moving away to a different team or department. And we end in the middle of the deck with the Hangman in reverse. And I like that also, because that means a lot of you are getting off the fence. Things that you had pending are hopefully now taking movement. Even though you've paused on some ideas and plans that you want to kind of work on that can bring you financial success or stability, many of you will be able to go ahead with them in the future. I think we're all just waiting to see what's going to happen. Okay? We're all just waiting to see what the overall picture is going to happen. And then from there, we'll make those bigger decisions. But I'm glad that a lot of you are ready to get out of that suspended state. You're ready to start moving again and making plans. So that's very, very important. They want me to pick one more card. Let's go to this deck to close it out. The trash can. Wow. Beautiful. Thank you, angels. Just a reminder, constant reminder throughout this birthday season and the end of this year. Trash can. Get rid of the waste. Get rid of the toxicity. Whatever or whoever doesn't work for you or align for where you're going in life or where you are in life right now. Your hands can't hold new gifts while gripping old trash. Sometimes the kindest choice is to walk away. And it's difficult to walk away from love relationships. It's difficult to walk away from jobs that you're comfortable in or that you've worked at for many, many years. But there comes a time, we are in that 9 year, when you need a restart, a refresh. You need to do something new. You can't stay in the comfortable position that you're in, because if you do, you are not going to grow. Things are not going to change. You're not going to feel motivated. So I hope this reading has been a blessing to you. As always, share, like, and comment. God bless and have a wonderful week. And happy birthday if this is your birthday. Namaste.